Hi there, Vijay. So I see we've got more essays from you. I'm very happy to see that. Let's take a look straight away and see what you wrote. Okay, so experts throughout both the developing and developed world have debated whether few of the techniques employed by companies to promote their products are ethically acceptable. Some believe that advertisements are merely used to attract consumers and increase sales of a product. Here you need some sort of word of contrast. So, yet, personally, I strongly disagree. This example, which example? I think you mean this essay, will argue that digital promotions need to be moral, using examples from Facebook and weight loss supplements to demonstrate points and prove arguments. Another thing that I want to point out here is this few. Remember the difference between a few and few. Personally, I think I would have preferred some here instead, but okay, let's move on. Firstly, there is ample evidence that, again, here's few, some companies are using personal information of consumers to promote their products. This practice of using confidential information data from a customer's profile or activity history for profit-generating purposes is completely unacceptable. For example, internet giant Facebook has been accused of running paid digital advertisements by using confidential data of their users. Therefore, it is conclusively clear that the method of using secure data of a customer for running paid promotions is morally incorrect. Okay, you said that, but you never really tell me why. So here, you mentioned that it's completely unacceptable, and then you told me an example of when it happened, but never in your essay do you tell me why it's unacceptable or why it's morally incorrect. Okay, so it really could have just been something as simple as you saying, you know, this is information that is entrusted to Facebook, perhaps for statistical purposes, and yet they gain from it financially, which is essentially taking advantage of the trust of the Facebook user. All right, so you can see that really it's a difference of maybe a sentence, maybe two maximum, that would really change the development of the essay. All right, let's move on. Secondly, some organizations run commercials to monetize by exploiting customers' emotional weakness. For example, companies producing weight loss supplements run advertisements showing that a person lost 10 kilos of weight just by consuming their product. However, they hide the fact that individuals also need to do extreme physical activity to lose weight. Customers who are obese buy these expensive supplements hoping to slim down in you're missing an A here, short span of time. Thus, it is possible to state beyond doubt that commercials of this nature are immoral and should be discouraged. Okay, I like this paragraph. If I really wanted to be strict with you, I would say that I wanted perhaps maybe one extra sentence why this misleading of customers is immoral. I mean, you could have said something like they give customers false hopes. They mislead customers into spending fortunes, even though the product they advertise cannot deliver on their promises. So just maybe one or two extra sentences really to just make this richer and more fully developed in order to get a much higher task response score. All right, so let's look at your conclusion. From the arguments and examples given, I firmly believe that promotional methods used by some organizations are ethically incorrect. It is predicted that regulations need to be put in place by government to restrict unethical advertisements. All right, that's lovely. I liked it on the whole. Obviously, you can see I'm being a little strict with you because I see that you do have some nice elements of your writing, and I think that you could do really well. All right, so we're just aiming for obviously a higher score here, which is why I have to be kind of detail-oriented. Let's take a look now at your letter. Okay, is this the Albion University one? I think it must be. Let's say, Dear Sir, Madam, to introduce myself, my name is Vijay Kathy, and I am currently pursuing a Bachelor of Engineering with student number this. I'm writing with reference to case number this, filed against me for not attending the mathematics test conducted last week. I missed the exam as I got hospitalized on exam day due to hyperacidity, and I could barely move from a hospital bed. I tried to write the test to the best of my abilities, but the doctor, let's see, advised me, I'm assuming this is all occurring in the past, so I don't know why you're using present perfect here, advised me to take complete rest for at least 2 days. Unfortunately, I lost the original hospital bills and hence could not submit proof of evidence. However, I have applied for duplicates, plural, of the bills with the hospital administration. I would request you to consider confirmation receipt of my application provided by hospital as proof until they issue copy of my bills. A copy of my bills. Although I missed the crucial year-end exam, I performed at the top of my class mid-year without the in, and in other class tests. Could you please consider me for re-examination as I missed my exam due to unforeseen medical issues? Plural. Once again, I apologize for skipping my exam and request you to allow for retaking the test. Oh, it's a little awkward. And I request to be allowed to retake would probably be the best here. Yours faithfully. Okay, fine. All of this is fine. I have one little issue. Not really little. It's an issue and it's something you should be aware of. If I remember this particular letter correctly, you were asked to provide some alternatives. You were asked to provide some solutions. I can't remember exactly what the word is. I think it was some solutions. You recommended one solution, and that's that you resit the exam. IELTS is really funny in this regard. If they say some recommendations, some solutions, some suggestions, they certainly mean more than one. All right, and so that's something you have to pay a lot of attention to make sure that you do provide more than one solution. Here you said re-examination, and then again you said retake the test. So it's essentially one. Be aware and be really cautious of that kind of language, okay? On the whole, it's lovely. It's very nice, well written, good vocabulary, good grammar, some mistakes in the grammar. But on the whole, a nice job, all right? So correct these. Don't forget about adding the errors to your error correction list. Send everything back to us with your new essays. We'll be here. We'll be waiting to see what you write next. So lots of luck on your next writing assignments.